That was a shot of Jägermeister. Whew. But I'm not going outside with my weapon. No, sir.
And you're hanging out there drinking, right?
Yes.
You say you had 3 or 4 beers there, right?
Yes.
And you didn't eat anything, right?
I had eaten prior to arriving at Margarita's.
Oh, yeah, dinner around dinner time?
I can't tell you exactly what time, but
Okay.
yes, I had eaten before I got there.
But having eaten before, you had nothing more to eat while you were having the 3 or 4 beers at Margarita's, is that right?
That's right.
All right. Other people ordered food, but you didn't partake in it, right?
Right.
And there were a few rounds of shots ordered by your group, right?
I don't know about a few. I know there was at least 1 round.
And do you remember what kind of shots were ordered?
I do.
What kind of shots were ordered?
Jägermeister.
Jägermeister. Do you remember that when you were at Margarita's, Evan Franklin bought the first round of drinks?
I don't remember that.
Okay. And Evan Franklin was at Margarita's already when you got there, right?
Yes.
And so was William Soto and Daniel Talbot, right?
Yes, as well as 2 other people.
Okay, and those 2 other people were David Caramonica, right?
Yes.
And who was the other?
His friend John.
Okay. Did you know John before?
I do.
And do you recall whether you had any Jägermeister shots?
I did have 1.
You had one, okay. So in addition to the 3 to 4 beers, you had at least 1 shot, right?
Yes.
And did you see that others that you were with were drinking shots?
Yes.
Let me show you what's been marked as Exhibit PP for identification.
Watch your
You
face.
recognize that as the tab, if you will, that was run up by your group that night?
It could be.
It looks like the drinks that were ordered that night.
I don't really remember what everyone was drinking, to be honest.
Is it consistent with your memory?
What memory? She was hammered.
Is it consistent with your memory that in addition to any drinks that Evan Franklin paid for, your group also ordered about 29 different drinks between beer and shots?
I couldn't really give you an approximate number.
Did you pay any money for the drinks that were bought at Margarita's?
I'm sure that I did, yes.
You all sort of contributed cash to cover the bill?
Yes.
Now, you leave Margarita's around 12:30 or 1, is that right?
Yes.
In Soto's truck, Officer Soto's truck, right?
Yes.
And with 4 other people, Dan Talbot, Evan Franklin, William Soto, and Connie Bethel, right?
Yes.
And you go behind the high school.
Yes.
And then, and you knew as you were going over there that there were beers that William Soto had in his truck, right?
Yes.
And you go there so that you can continue to drink out of the, from the beers that he has in his cooler, right?
Yes.
And you go to the, you take some beers out of, well, I don't know about you. Did you take any beers out of the cooler?
I did not.
You did not. When you were over at the bleachers, did you consume any beers?
No.
So, you recall seeing Evan Franklin, Dan Talbot, and William Soto get beers out of the truck, right?
I know that they did. I don't recall seeing them actually do it.
Okay, and I think you testified you just weren't sure one way or the other whether Constance Bethel got beers out of the truck or not, right? All right. Now, it was chilly out there that night, right?
It was getting a little cold as the night went on.
Okay, and in fact, you were cold sitting out there on the bleachers, right?
Yes.
And you asked William Soto, or you said you were cold, and William Soto gave you his coat, right?
Right.
Was it a sweatshirt or a jacket?
It was a zip-up hoodie sweatshirt.
Zip-up hoodie sweatshirt, okay? And at least at that time, when he gave you his zip-up hoodie sweatshirt, you saw that he had a weapon on him, right?
Right.
If you recall what he was wearing under his zip-up hoodie sweatshirt after, you could see it after he took off his zip-up hoodie sweatshirt.
I noticed he had a t-shirt on.
Okay, so he was wearing a t-shirt.
Right.
Okay. Now, it's fair to say that even at Margaritas, you knew that Daniel Talbot and William Soto were armed, right?
I didn't know for sure. I never actually saw their weapons on them.
But you knew that they were carrying weapons, right?
I didn't know for sure because I never actually saw the weapons on them. I never saw their weapons.
Well, you recall you went to the grand jury and testified, right? Under oath?
Yes.
And you recall that you said at the grand jury that you knew at Margaritas that they were carrying weapons?
I don't know if I said I knew or if I just assumed that they had them on because I knew where they were prior to coming down to Margaritas.
So you might have been making an assumption that they had them on them when they were at Margaritas, right?
What a shame. What a shame. I'm sorry for the loss, but geez, man, you guys got to act better than that. And that's what I do here at KingCast.net, touchfmboston.blogspot.com. I talk about the realities. Have a good night.